A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Governor Sahab, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. I'm delighted here today to be present here in this function today. This is my second running year that I'm doing so. Last year I went to Karachi to attend the same event, and today I'm here in Lahore. The purpose is very clear: to indicate and reinforce the notion that Pakistan's progress and march forward is dependent upon each and every Pakistani. For each and every Pakistani carries the flag of Pakistan in his hand, and it is through each one of us, but more specifically those who either hold appointments or those who create for themselves the opportunities and become CEOs, they have greater responsibilities towards that end. Let me start from where the Governor Sahab has left. I just want to wish to spare a thought for the people of Kashmir. Today is the 23rd day that there is a curfew and lockdown in Kashmir. I don't know any single other event in modern history where more than 12 million people have been subjected to a constant curfew for 23 days. But let me assure my Kashmiri brethren and sisters that no amount of force and no amount of Hindutva fascism will be able to suppress their quest for freedom, because with their freedom stands Pakistan. Kashmir is Pakistan and Pakistan is Kashmir. I'm thankful, as I said, to Mr. Ijaz Nisar, the founder and president of the CEO Club Pakistan, for organizing this event and inviting me to this CEO Summit Asia 2019, and obviously the book launch of the CEOs and companies of Pakistan in 2019. I have maintained we don't require one CEOs and 100 CEOs. We don't require them in thousands. We require them in hundreds of thousands and millions. We have the most enterprising people in our country. We have the most dynamic lot, both men and women in this country. They have performed, they can perform. All they urge is an enabling environment that we must, we can, we should give to them, so that these CEOs not only hold such conferences here in Karachi and Lahore, but in every capital of the world, where they must shine with their talent and with the kind of output that they can provide. I have no doubt on that account, and that is my prayer and my wish. I'm gratified to see and therefore address this august gathering comprising of eminent intellectuals, scholars and professionals from the corporate world, entrepreneurs and business practitioners. I've always believed that CEO of an organization or entrepreneur is indeed an influencer and a change maker who drives his setup towards excellence through implementing universal principles and best practices and change management techniques. And therefore today the CEOs and the rest of the audience that I address are by and large, which are from the corporate sector, while I, alhamdulillah, represent the top tier of the defense forces of Pakistan. Our playing fields may be quite different, with different sets of game rules. Yet the common aspect is that we are the change makers, striving to shape the future of our respective setups and ultimately, collectively, contributing to a brighter and more prosperous Pakistan, the destiny that it deserves. Therefore, I believe that today's session will bring beneficial outcomes for all of us, and I hope that this discourse will be both ways. Excellencies and ladies and gentlemen, irrespective of the size and location, every country seeks to advance its positive relevance and to advance its perceived national interests internally, regionally, and globally. This is an interconnected world. In Pakistan context, because of our geographical existence that we have so eloquently spoken about today, but that geography has also brought in an arc of crisis around us that has been a source of instability, and therefore our quest for permanent peace and stability. Pakistan is the gateway to several strategic directions. Notably, it is a linkage for the flow of strategically important resources, not only from Middle East, but also from Central Asia and South Asia, thus making this wider region an area of enduring focus for the world-leading powers, with often, unfortunately, competing interests. Pakistan's relevance for major power players is an existential reality and will be even more so in the near future. This is because of the convergence of interests in regional politics, security, and economic connectivity, because I have always said and believed that Pakistan is a geostrategic and geo-economic pivot, and therefore let me put before you the pivotal role that Pakistan has in the future socio-economic domain of the region and beyond. In the regional scenario, South Asia is influenced by contemporary politics of existing and emerging world powers. This provides Pakistan with immense opportunity to maximize its socio-economic leverages. In the given context, China-Pakistan economic corridor is rightly termed as a game changer for which Gwadar is the springboard. Today's Pakistan economy hovers around a GDP of 300 billion. In next 10 years, inshallah, it will grow more than 1 trillion. And for that, the projects like CASA 1000, which provides energy solution to our country which is starved for energy, the IPI gas pipeline and TAPI gas lines are Pakistan's energy aspirations. That the Shanghai Cooperation Organization has acknowledged the growing significance of Pakistan in the region and beyond. I can see Pakistan as a gateway for regional and global powers for their economic interests. Pakistan is likely to act as a hub of economic activities of South Asia, Central Asia, Middle East, and connecting it with China and Russia. Connectivity as a sequel in all dimensions is a regional common. Pakistan's future lies in formulating a collaborative approach for gainful dividends, both from global and regional commons. Therein lies the contours of our future progress. Ladies and gentlemen, now let me dwell upon some of the inherent strengths of Pakistan which attest for a bright future. First, Pakistan's strategic culture. We have a culture of accommodation. Look at the way Pakistan has accommodated refugees since 1947, especially more recently. More than 5 million Afghan refugees came in 1979, of which even today more than 2.6 million Afghan refugees live here with us today. We are the most hospitable and accommodating people on the face of this earth. We have a culture of resilience that is our hallmark. And that resilience, ladies and gentlemen, was seen after not only the catastrophes, but calamities like the 2005 earthquake and 2010 floods. Let me share with you a personal example. When 2005 earthquake came in Balakot, I happened to be an officer there. Ordinarily, what should have happened is that I should have been controlling the traffic of stricken people outside Balakot moving towards safety. But let me share with you, ladies and gentlemen, what I was actually controlling was the queues of lines of people and vehicles who were actually going into Balakot to help the people of Balakot. This is Pakistan. We are a nation committed for progress, and progress cannot be achieved without accountability. However elusive it has remained in our history. I am pleased, and you have seen with your eyes, that unlike many countries, almost all countries, Pakistan armed forces have turned the tide in the war against terrorism. People have high hopes for a progressive, forward-looking, non-sectarian approach to our national discourse and politics. Ladies and gentlemen, our rich landscape and our diverse demography holds immense promise for a bright future. Pakistan is blessed with a beautiful landscape and many unrivaled features. It is topping the bucket list of every global tourist. One in every 40 human beings that live on this earth lives in Pakistan. In Pakistan, we are young. We have a maiden age of 23 years. We have a spectacular, diverse, yet uniquely intertwined landscape and demographic construct that provides the wholesome framework for a dynamic future full of opportunities waiting to be grasped. Human resource is therefore at the heart of Pakistan's future. In today's Pakistan, we have a pool, and I can see a part of this pool sitting in front. Unfortunately, it is not an ocean, but a pool of skilled, sophisticated, technocratically sharp, technologically driven, and focused managers in diverse fields. According to the survey conducted by the Institute of European Business Administration, Pakistan is, and I believe so, the fourth most intelligent nation in this world. The human resource development and its potential remains the single greatest potential driver of Pakistan's bright future. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no doubt that women will have a significant role in the future of Pakistan. This is because in Pakistan, perhaps more than any other compatible nation and societies, women render a very positive role. This started with Mohtarma Fatima Ali Jinnah, and women are actively, visibly taking part in all fields of our life. We are the first Muslim countries which allocated 17% of our seats to women in both houses of the federal parliament and in the 4 provincial legislature, and 33% of seats in all elected forums at the local government levels. We were also the first in the Muslim country to elect a woman prime minister, not once but twice in a popular vote. If Pakistan's future assets are counted, let me count women as the top on the table. World report, a 5% increase in women force in Pakistan will increase the Pakistan's GDP by more than 5%. Ladies and gentlemen, our national efforts in countering violent extremism are unprecedented, and they augur well for our future prospects. Pakistan is the first country to fulfill the obligations under the United Nations Resolution 2354 by promoting a narrative of peace and tolerance against terrorism and extremism. This has come in the form of Pakistan that was launched last year and which serves as a basis for our national narrative. And those of you who have not gone through this document, I encourage you to read and understand this document of Pakistan. We are also playing a leading role not only in our internal peace, but also in international peacekeeping. Beginning at Congo in 1960, Pakistan has contributed in 43 missions to 26 countries for peacekeeping. 157 Pakistani peacekeepers, including 24 officers, have laid their lives not for their own peace, but for the world peace. We have saved certain United Nations peacekeeping missions from getting derailed. Our leading UN role makes us as a global choice and the front runner in future global and regional peacekeeping assignments. We should be, but we must, as we are proud of our progressive agriculture base. While crops have witnessed a phenomenal rise in yield since 1947, yet our agriculture productivity ranges between 29% and 52%, which is, as Salman Shah Sahab was also saying, far below not only the global standards but also the regional standards. In future, if we increase our output to global standards, we can increase the share of our GDP, which is currently 18.9% in our GDP, by at least 100%, therefore going up to closer to 40%. This is doable, it requires planning, and it requires execution. Similarly, Pakistan is the world's 5th largest dairy producer and is increasing its exports in both milk and beef to the Middle East and beyond. In addition to meeting our domestic needs, there is a growing Chinese investment in this field also. But when we do all this, information technology and artificial intelligence in all fields could literally be making us moving mountains in these domains. And I, as a Pakistani, feel that to be a very exciting prospect. Now, a few words about also the industrial sector of Pakistan. Pakistan contains islands of success, islands of modernity, and islands of excellence administration, but unfortunately not that many, but just enough to help keep the country pushing along. We need to expand those islands into the vast swaths of our country, into the hinterland and areas that remain deprived of such issues. I'm pleased to note that Pakistan has a very progressive IT sector, which has earned up to date more than 3.3 billion. We could be reaching 5 billion mark soon. And my hope is that we can not only double but triple this in the next 3 years. I find a very interesting prospect for our aviation industry, and according to the Airbus, the air passenger traffic in Pakistan is likely to double, yes, double, by 2037. Therefore, the ingredients of an industrial society will have to be nurtured and flourished to optimize Pakistan's future industrial potential. An educational, societal, and a policy thrust in this direction has to be galvanized. And for that, the critical role will have to be played by the digitized governance and digitized economy. Therein lies Pakistan's future. With regard to entrepreneurship, I would say that we have people who have conducted an astonishing range of productive and profitable operations. They imitate, but as well as invent. They adapt as well as adopt methods to manufacture goods and services which meet a wide range of needs at competitive cost and with reasonable quality. They require recognition, and today's event is a part in that direction. They require encouragement, and they also require a competitive enabling environment which we must and which we should, as a government and as a nation, provide them. And all this without having developed optimal mass literacy and educational base would be nothing. We do require mass literacy and enhancing our base levels. It is then that the future, which it is, would be even more brighter. We need to explore new markets, new products. Pakistan has to reach out to gain its legitimate strategic and economic space. We have a vibrant, flourishing mass communication sector. The digitization DNA has an exponential growth potential in e-commerce, e-finance, and much more. Today, Pakistan, as I said, has $1 billion only e-commerce industry. Ladies and gentlemen, the second and third generation Pakistani diaspora is making great strides. It makes us proud to see those generations of Pakistanis thrive in all parts of the world. They are a source of valuable remittances to our country that enrich our country's foreign exchange reserves. Our individuals of extraordinary ability are achieving excellence in a wide range of fields in highly competitive conditions in some of the most advanced countries of the world. If they can do it there, we can do it here, and we must. A future of Pakistan will enable this diaspora to achieve a synergy of efforts for socio-economic growth of this country. And for this, IT connectivity will be essential. Ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan is blessed with the vast avenues of tourism. World Travel and Tourism Council estimates, and it is their estimates, that in next decade, if Pakistan plays its card right, it could generate a staggering figure of $36 billion through tourism alone. But words alone will not do it. We require infrastructure, sustained policies owned at all tiers and developed and implemented on ground. And therefore, to reach this ambitious goal, we have to connect to the world in all domains, especially the e-domain. With regard to Pakistan's economic potential, I would say that in 2005, that's about 14 years from now, The gold sashes formulated the next 11 concept, the N11, and included Pakistan in this group. In this year, 2019 and 20, we must re-explore that existential potential. Future Pakistan will have an increased requirement of investment and infrastructure-led growth cycle. This means Pakistan's economy will move on the three parallel structures of agriculture, manufacturing, and increasingly of services, not only internally, but as I said, regionally and globally. And in all three domains, at the point of emphasis, I must repeat that information technology and artificial intelligence will be fundamental. We must harness these skills and technologies. That is our challenge, and that is our opportunity. That is what we must do to cash the very potential that we have. According to the world's famous economists, Jim O'Neill, who coined the term BRICS, Pakistan would become the 18th largest economy in the world just a generation away in 2050. I may or may not be there to see that, but I do definitely wish that my future generation achieves that and makes all of us proud in achieving that target. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a vast treasure of tapped and as yet untapped minerals and natural resources. Pakistan is blessed with huge mineral deposits of coal, gas, oil, limestones and other materials. The untapped mineral resources of Pakistan include large reservoirs of platinum, copper, antimony, gold, and also rare earth metals worth billions, some say estimated trillions of dollars. Therefore, Pakistan sits potentially on the periphery of one of the most prolific mineral and oil producing regions in the world. Pakistan's maritime potential is enormous. The seabed of our waters is teeming with living and non-living marine resources, including deposits of various metals, oils. A recent offshore survey conducted by the National Institute of Oceanography in Pasni Gwadar Belt has revealed encouraging results indicating presence of large reservoirs of gas. One failure on that account recently should actually encourage us to double our effort on that account. Ladies and gentlemen, I must say that in order to achieve the future potential, I as a military man must tell you that for the future, Pakistan's nuclear capability will remain a constant. This provides us the absolute security cover and umbrella. Given large conventional force difference in the region, we all want to do is to deter and defend. We will continue to reinforce, and therefore the nuclear strategic stability to credibly deter any aggression and military adventurism provides Pakistan the strategic security for the future of Pakistan. But more so, not only in the defense domain, investment in civil nuclear infrastructure can help reduce power crisis. The civil nuclear power technology infrastructure and related domestic workforce is poised to export expansion of state's civil nuclear power program. Today, we have an ambitious target of going to a 8,000 megawatt capability. We need to go beyond. We have the scientists and the infrastructure and the skill levels to do it. We can, we must. For us to go in the future, we also have to embark upon developing our space and cyber potential, for which we have a preliminary base that has been established. This needs to be further expanded to accrue the positive socio-economic dividends in these two fields, which are very critical for the future. Anybody and any nation who will not compete in these two domains of cyber and space will not be only a third-class, third-rate economy and country, but will be lagging behind in all indicators. And this is where we need to invest. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I would say that Pakistan's geo-economic and geostrategic relevance is existential and perpetual, and it needs to be harnessed and it needs to be energized. The economic prosperity note that comes right from my heart, that Pakistan will inshallah rise and shine, and our future generation will live in a far more prosperous and progressive Pakistan, inshallah. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir.